Hello, welcome to the BPC Crib page, and we're having lots of technical difficulties, and so just bear with me a few minutes, and I'm going to try and get everybody online. Oh, darn it. All right, Chris, I see you in the new one.
Yeah.
All right. Are you still on the old page?
I
The old
don't know.
YouTube?
Am I still signed into it? No, I'm on my phone, so when I end call, it signs me out of the whole thing.
Okay. All right, just stand by then.
All right.
This is very nice.
There's Medusa.
Hey, there's a live button up there.
Okay, so yeah, I know we're live. So anyway, but I don't think anybody's watching yet. So, are you still logged on the old YouTube page?
No, I'm not, but I can be.
All right. All right. Well, hang on, I'm almost there again. Oh, hey, look at that. There's a link.
Thank you. I can see you on that link on there.
Yep. All right. So, and then we'll worry about posting a new YouTube link to all the websites later. All right, but we're gonna start our brand new stream and actually do the show. We have 4 people here, so hopefully everybody else will get there.
I'm going to leave that YouTube link.
I'll just post that in the old chat as well. That'll work. Yeah, that works. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Hangout in the Crib. I'm the BP professor, and with me this evening is Medusa and the Disturbed One, and we're going to talk about the new Forsaken mission items, and we're going to talk about the raid, and we're going to talk about Drac-based parts. So hopefully we'll get the live viewers trickling in. Medusa will hopefully be watching chat, and we will get going. So let me start the slides. I'm on a different computer too. We've had lots of technical difficulties, so just bear with me. All right, Medusa, we are seeing my screen now?
Yep. Evening, everybody.
Awesome.
Sorry. With you now.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just hop right in. We'll start with the bug fixes. They announced that they fixed the bug with the Iron Curtain countermeasures. That was the one in the new mines. Projectiles that should not have been shot down were getting shot down or getting caught in splash, so they say they fixed that. So that's good. And then we had big changes this week. The new mines and Draconian bases were released, and then they've added base parts, and we'll talk more about all that stuff. I noticed one other weird change today, actually, which was when I was doing the Forsaken mission, like my view started all the way down in the corners, not even on my ships. Did you guys notice that? Did you guys start the mission?
I've had mine do that for a while.
I haven't noticed it, to be honest. I've only hit one today though, so wait and see.
Yeah. Well, it never happened to me before, and today it's happening to me every time. So, all right. So Bates, there's been a lot of info on this. They Kixeye released some stuff, with the whip and some preview type things with this on how this is going to work. But so I'll just try and run through it real quick. Base parts are used to speed up equipping turrets and buildings, but you can't raise levels of buildings with base parts. You get them from Draconian mines and from the new Draconian bases. And then as you have build parts and you try to add something, in this case I added an oil slick to an oil rig, and I had enough base parts stored up that it was instant. And that's good because I was in the middle of a turret level upgrade. So I could do this and put the oil slick on while I was doing that other building upgrade.
Yep.
And then one base part equals 1 second, 86,400 seconds in a day. So for every 86,400 base parts you have, you speed up 1 day. Sorry, Tess, I kind of cut you off there. So what do you guys think about all this?
Well, I love it. I think it's great. Especially with, obviously, there's going to be an update soon, and going up to level 7, probably going to be another level of turrets come in. So it's definitely needed. But I started off with a load of these points free from Kixeye. Obviously, they'd given us so many. I killed some of these mines, and I got my was going to fit Basilisk, and that was from, I think, 9 days to 4 days I got it down to, and which I was really impressed with, but I applied it, really happy. I went out to my base, I went out, came back, and it's back up to 9 days again. So
yeah, there's definitely a bug with that, and actually I don't know the status if that one's been fixed yet.
They said it was, but you have to send in a ticket to get a refund.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did this one and it worked, but I think it's those partial ones that we're having trouble. So if you got screwed out of some base parts and a speed up didn't work, send a ticket.
Yeah, I will do that because it's a bit of a pain, really. So people are liking it in comms anyway.
Yep.
The other thing I really liked about it was when I've already got a turret upgrading. I still do my level 5 turrets, so it'll take me for ages. But I'm able to, while that's upgrading, I was able to refit the turret head, the Basilisk. I thought that was brilliant. We need that. We need that so badly to catch up.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I can see the best strategy going forward with this being that you should, try and concentrate your builds on your level upgrades, and then use base parts for, adding guns and specials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you can use the base parts on the level upgrades. All right. So I think I grabbed a few more screenshots showing some of the targets. You get this nice legal confirmation. I understand that base parts are automatically used. And then I showed some of the symbols on the map, just so you guys can get a feel for this. And so You've got the little nut when you got base parts. You've got this little symbol for resources. And then the other thing you notice is that it's got like this teal outline. So you know the hundreds show up in sector threat teal. And then the Draconian bases have the little thing with the stars. I guess that means they pay uranium. And then it's got the orange. So you know that only shows up in sector threat orange.
Right.
So hopefully you can all read the map. All right. Anything else about base parts? Anything interesting from chat? People like them?
Yeah, the general gist. They do seem to like it. So anything, guys, give us a shout out in chat.
Yep. All right.
I think I did good.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about Renegade, the last raid. See, so I thought it was kind of a twin of the last raid. So you see, we've got twins. And anyway, what'd you guys think?
Of the raid.
Yeah, Medusa.
Well, I ended up doing B tier. I did start out on 101s and then they got a little bit tougher. But there wasn't much that I actually wanted this raid, so I did sort of take it really easy. But I did some B tiers and yeah, that's it. Not so bad.
Okay. Yeah, I did 101s pretty much mostly. I was able to do them just for an hour and a half repair. So those went really smoothly for me. Pretty much the same strategy I used last time, same ships, and so I spent very little and got everything. How about you, Disturbed? How'd you do?
I prepped more for others. There's nothing I really wanted, so I just took tokens and limited stuff.
So you skipped the new hull and cannon?
Yeah, I don't really need it. I've got enough builds to do as it is.
Yeah, you know, I was pretty lukewarm on the cannon, especially. But you know, so there's been some videos that show it being pretty effective, so I might be changing my tune on that.
Yeah, I've actually had the same thing. One guy he fitted one fleet of one ship, sorry, from his Punishers, and they didn't seem to do so well. And now he's refitted quite a few of them, I believe, and really likes them. So I think it's one of those things that you need to keep an eye on and have a look out for. But I did get the cannon, so if it looks good, I'm going to refit.
Yeah. I've got one Centurion building that I'm going to use kind of as a support ship, but I don't see myself building a fleet of them anyway. I like my Punishers.
I think we've got most people in comms as well saying like we've got the infiltrator he went for all Gale's tokens, sitted out and judged. He did pretty good actually, got loads. Yeah, people like the new cannon in general, but yeah, that's pretty much it for comms. How did everybody find the ship? Did they all go for that, or did they just stay with Punishers? No.
I mean, the thing, we'll let chat catch up, but the thing that I like about the new ship is that aura, but it doesn't have that great offensive bonuses. So I'm building that one to kind of trub up Punishers and give a little support, and then so I'll throw some packs on it. Maybe I'll get some Lucky Blasts. That's kind of how I view it.
Right, okay. I believe I'm having problems with my microphone, so I do apologise everybody for that.
Yeah, Tess, you're back to where we were before the show started.
Okay, I'm going to quieten it down a bit then. Okay, no worries.
All right. All right, so let's move on from Renegade. VXP weekend. This is actually a bit of a surprise. Um, beforehand, I think when the whip came out and they mentioned that VXP preview of Mines, they said we would not be having a VXP weekend. And it seems they have changed their tune. And so we are having a VXP weekend starting Friday morning, or at least morning Kixeye time. And so we're going to get these level 55 and 85 Drac. I said bases. Actually, I think they said mines.
Yeah, it's mine.
But either way, it sounds like, yeah. So it sounds like they're going to be the siege targets in any event. For the first half, the first 36 hours of the VXP weekend, you'll be able to do those, and as we all know, those are probably going to pay really well, even if you just go in and die. So even if you can't do, probably want to just throw ships at it to rank them up, and don't forget your salty dogs. And the other thing, if you're watching this in the UK or whatever, the daylight savings, we do it earlier here in the States than they do, I think, everywhere else. So if you're international and you key things off Kixeye time, it's an hour different. So watch out for that. Anything else about VXP weekend?
No, I'm glad they haven't got rid of it. That's all. I think everybody will be happy about that. Does that sound any better?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're not.
Oh.
So yeah. I mean, I don't have anything really to rank, but yeah.
I got Punishers and that's it. I spent $500,000 U yesterday to get a triple Salties.
Oh, nice. All right, so let's move on to the new prizes. I really like this prize. I'm just going to start out this Frontline countermeasure system. This was announced in the whip, and we saw it was this combo turret defense countermeasure special. And I think nobody thought that it would be this good. Basically, 74% turret defense is huge. All right, a fully retrofitted siege battery only is just under 50% turret defense. So this is going to let half the damage through that your retrofitted siege battery would. So right there, this is a great special. And then you throw in the anti-mortar and anti-missile bonuses. The fact that it weighs the same as Siege Battery 3. It takes the same time to build as Siege Battery 3. A lot of people are really excited to get their hands on this special.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Yeah, I've done an article, and I'm going to go a little more in depth and some numbers and just kind of explain how much better it is. But this is really good, and you want it, and I can see this being used a lot, even on offensive ships where you would lose the building damage bonus from Siege Battery. I still think it's going to work out as a net positive, just because the resistance is so much better.
Yeah, I compared the builds with Siege Battery 3 and this, and it more than doubles my turret defense health.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So, anything else you want to say about this besides it's really, really great?
Not really.
Okay. All right. I'll move on then. All right. Next is D5X. And I think we all saw this one coming. Again, it was announced in the whip, and it is just like D5M, except the defense type is explosive. So people like this.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I mentioned, in the Draconian bases you get explosive damage, but the mines and the Drac sector bases you don't. It's radioactive and ballistic. So
Yeah.
the deflection will still help, but the but the defense type won't. So that's something to watch out for. It depends on how specialized you want to make your fleet.
Yeah. And something I saw on forums was people were wondering if the other level 5 armors, like D5E and the radiation one, if they were going to get deflection added to them.
Yeah, it's a good question. I you know, I, I don't know. I think we're more likely to see a D5C that's also got the deflection coming.
Yeah,
Um,
it'll probably be next
but
month.
but I don't know if they're going to go back and boost those old ones.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I wouldn't bank on it. Let me put it that
Yeah.
way. They,
If they do,
Kicks
great.
I like.
It's fine.
Yeah, they think those armors are more valuable as is. If you notice, this one has the 22-minute repair duration, and that reflects the 40% boost from, kind of the nominal 1 second per armor point. And the D5E and the D5R only get the 20% repair boost. They're I think a half-hour repair duration. So I think somehow Kixeye thinks that those E and R armors are just more valuable, and so I
Yeah.
don't see them getting buffed. But it could happen. All right, keep going.
Yeah, we got a few comments from comms. If you can hear me.
Yeah, you sound better now.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Okay, super. Right, okay. Cuttlefish doesn't like this line of armor. He says it's making too many people try and put deflective on non-deflective holes. Therefore, that would make it still ineffective. Is that the case? I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, you get 60, some with 5 armor slots and all these, you get 100. I mean, it's not like a Punisher, with 500, but I used a Proto Hunter with just 60 assault deflection for a long time, and it was pretty hard to kill. Even I don't know if it was just because I had really good evade, but I feel like even that 60 made a difference on that ship. So I wouldn't. So here's the thing, right? If you're building a fleet for mines, okay, the explosive resistance doesn't help you, and so throwing a bunch of this on just for the deflection probably isn't a good idea.
Right. Okay. Hopefully that should answer that.
Does that make sense? Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
The new special. This is from the Infiltrator again. With the new special, those will outperform. We're talking about Gales. People asking about Gales now. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's all to do with defense on DUBs. So.
Yeah, they're going to be great in dubs if you're running Gales. And yeah, absolutely, no doubt. All right, let's keep going. Chromium overlay. This is what I won today in my first round. I am not super excited about it. I mean, so it buffs up your walls and helps protect them against corrosive damage, and so clearly, this is probably intended to help with scattergun tigers sailing through your base and killing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the only fill-in prize type thing this month. All the other stuff's good.
Yeah. So like on my outpost, I've got a fuel air explosive and a shoot. The not the combined defense. the good one for offense turrets.
The fire support.
Yeah, fire support, right? And no way am I going to take either one of those off for this chromium. And then, something you can do in your sort of channel where you've got your turrets is you can drop, resource generators in there and put some fields on them. And I actually do that for combined defense, and it helps a little bit, not much. But it really allows for a lot of retargeting when you put all that extra stuff along your line of turrets. So, and I kind of plan for that in a sense, but so I don't know how effective you're going to be able to use this unless you want to defend against scattergun tigers and nothing else.
Yeah, talking about it, I just won it.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, we're in the Chromium Overlay Club.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. And then Cryo Battery. This one's kind of cool. So it's an offensive special for your ship, and it's this random launch override. I guess like the Greta nukes, where occasionally your projectile will create an ice field. This defense and speed nerf that you get in the ice field, I think, is a little weaker than the Greta ice field. I thought that was like 30%, but it's pretty decent. But you're taking a special slot, so I thought it'd be really nice on guard fleet, especially because if you have a cold snap, you won't be able to clean it up with a Aegis or anything like that.
Yeah.
But Sturb, you said you were pretty excited for this one. What do you think?
No, this one, no, I was more looking into the siege battery, but this will go good on guard fleets since it affects all projectile types.
Yeah. I mean, you could put this on an enforcer, maybe. You could put it on. Actually, what I was thinking is if you got rhinos doing fire support,
Yeah.
this might be really good for those.
Zoe rhinos,
So
and you don't need to use a P-mast.
Right. And you got 5 specials on those rhinos, so you got space for it. I was looking at I still have Mastodons doing fire support in my base, and I couldn't find another special I wanted to take off, which was kind of a shame. But yeah, I think that might be the best spot for him. In fact, would be rhinos in your base.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm wondering, now that I think about it, is in those revenge raids, right? The ships were faster than you and closed in on you. I wonder if you could kind of hold them off with this.
Yeah. That and disruption missiles work pretty well.
Yeah. Well, unreactive stuff ignores the disruption missiles basically, but
it still slows them down a little bit, especially if it's constant firing with rhinos. It'll slow them down just enough to hold them off.
Okay. Cool. All right, well, let's keep going. What else do we have? And now the big one. The Glacial Launcher Turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Everyone wants this one. So it looks great. Well, okay. So let's start with that. 65,000 damage. But there's a couple things you got to watch. So it's split up over this salvo of 20 shots. Okay, so it's 3250 per shot. That's still pretty beefy. But now here's the other thing. It's got a spread of 350. Okay, so these 20 shots are going to go all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because I've been thinking about this. Okay, you're not going to get that 65,000 damage on a target because those shots are going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to avoid it. And then it's going to leave these ice patches, right? And if you look at these ice patches, so each ice field exponentially increases in effectiveness over 15 seconds and lasts for 30 seconds, right? So it starts at this -7, and then 15 seconds in, it's at -70%, and that's on all your defenses. -90% on speed. So if you're in or hit an ice patch in that second half of its 30-second life, it's going to be like a near stop. Okay? You're going to hit that ice patch and you're going to stop.
I want it.
Yeah, and they're going to be all over the place. So you might have to stop just to avoid going into an ice patch and effectively stopping and losing your reload and losing your defenses. These are going to be brutal.
Mix these with Apox and a cold snap.
Yep, exactly. Couple more things I noticed. Power consumed was just under a level 5 turret. So you got to have at least a level 5 to just mount this in the first place. And then if you want to mount anything more than, I think you can fit pinch resist 2 with this on a level 5. But if you want to mount anything more than that, you're going to need level 6.
I've already got an empty platform for it.
Yeah, I've got one upgrading now for it. So yeah, and then range 131, so it's the same as a Wendigo, so you gotta, be careful with your layout. It's also got a really long reload time, and so I was kind of wondering if you might end up placing it somewhere where it maybe covers like the front, and then if you have like a U-bend or something, it won't cover the U-bend, but while someone's in the U-bend, they're going to be reloading, and so you get them again when they come back. I think you might have some interesting base designs to take advantage of this turret as well. And then I'm going to start stocking up on base parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But nobody can get it yet. With 4 new items this week and next week, nobody's going to win it. And then the following week, people will start being able to win this. And I think you will see them pretty quick.
Yeah, I bet.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how you're going to, really. I don't know whether this is going to add a lot of luck to base hits. Maybe they're going to hit in the right place, or maybe they're not.
I've got something for someone in comms here. Cuttlefish, hi. Professor, please remind people how AGL4 and ice patches work together.
Yeah, that's an excellent reminder, and one that actually I forgot until reminded. So Agility 4 doesn't help you with ice patches. It's what Agility 4 does. It reduces the time when your ship is debuffed by something like a disruption missile. The agility reduces the amount of time that slow debuff affects. But when you're in an ice patch, the ice patch takes full effect, even if you have agility. So that's a great reminder. And so the things that help you in ice patches are if your ship has built-in fire field resistance, that's something. And then the other one is tactical field resistance. And that does come with a shielded tactical system, which is a special that most people ignore. But maybe we'll start to see that again.
Okay, so Aegis, fleets with an Aegis. any good for the for these ice fields, would you say? Would that clear them like it does with the fire?
It
It,
should,
it,
but if there's cold snaps,
Right,
that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
That's more or less what I think they're trying to get at in comms.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, in combo with cold snaps, or if you missed out on, well, if you missed out on the cold snap, but you managed to get this, you might want to put some of those frost bites.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice price.
Yeah, I like those frost bites.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this. Yeah, this is gonna be badass.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving. I wanted to point out a couple other things in the mission that changed, because I thought this was kind of good stuff that moved down. I don't usually highlight this, but you see this Shielded Tactical Systems 3 showing up in Tier 2. I just mentioned that as a special that might help you reduce the effect of these ice patches. Got Permacrete down in Tier 2, which is something people use a lot.
Wow.
Tier 1, you got the Strike Missile B, which is pretty good if you're just starting out. The Harpoon, which long build, but it's something lower level players might want. Negotiator 3 is a halfway decent mortar as well. And then Tier 3, I think a lot of people were really pleased to see the Earthshaker down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then D5R, hopefully you didn't pay a lot for it during the raid, because now it's in Tier 3, the Forsaken Mission.
Nope. Right.
And then the UAV battery showed up back in the Elite tier. Was that part? No, that. So what was that? Wasn't that originally a Forsaken Mission prize?
The
Or was that a raid prize?
the battery?
Yeah.
No, that's a Forsaken Mission one.
Yeah, if it's the
Yeah.
Draconian one, it was an elite. If it's the Forsaken one, that's from a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a mission. So I guess it's back. I don't know. In case you missed it. All right, so I just want to run through those real quick. And then screw-ups. Screw-ups like wearing 6-inch platforms while angle grinding and not wearing your mask.
She's got no safety goggles on.
No safety goggles.
No.
Her mask flipped up like that is not protecting her eyes.
It's all wrong.
Her knees.
Yeah, she could get little burn marks on her knees there. It's just all wrong.
Yeah.
Health and safety go mad.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, but I thought we had some good scripts this week. I think a lot of people are up in arms about the new Drac bases. They did get a lot harder. And now I'm going to have to take this back. This is going to lock players out of R&D. What people are saying is that if you are in a Drac base when someone else beats it, you still get credit. So if you know somebody who can beat a Drac base, you can sit in the corner and have them beat it for you, and you'll still get credit to move on with your R&D objectives.
Okay.
You guys tried the new base? I hit one last
I
night.
have.
What do you think?
Hard. That is, yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took so I took those Punishers I've been mentioning, Earthshaker Punishers, and I brought them with a Highlander nuke cruiser that just sat in the corner for the radio defense, and then I also brought an old Aegis to go with it, and it wasn't like great, and the Aegis died about 3/4 of the way through. But it had some potential there. and I think with these new kinds of siege targets, a lot of people are ignoring the Aegis, and it doesn't have the deflection, so it's a little tricky. But I might play around with that a little more and see if I can tweak it a bit and use an Aegis effectively. I don't know.
I hit it with 5 Shaker Punishers. It took out 3/4 of my fleet, but or just a bit more actually. But it obviously that's quite a strong fleet. Anything else I got would be just minced up by it.
Yeah, actually, the first thing I sent was I wanted to know, are these really a lot harder? So I sent in my Arbalest Crusaders and a Frostburn, and they got to a second turret cluster and died. They did take out one turret cluster. So
yeah, they're hard.
So yeah. But yeah, my Earthshaker, that fleet I mentioned, I think it was about a 7.5 hour repair when I was done. So it shot me up pretty good. But I think the payout for base parts is better in the mines. You know, the level 70 gives 26,000, and I think under 2 hours repair is kind of something people can do with Punishers.
I could have swore it's 20.
Level...
Sorry.
20 what? 23?
It's 26 for an 80, I think, or 27, something like that. I think I got.
Yeah, something around there. That's right. And then the level 80 was, I think, 32,000 something. And I took a little more damage in an 80. They're not that far apart, the 70s and the 80s. So yeah.
There you go. Hit the 70s.
Yeah. But I am. It's interesting because when I put that fleet together, I thought I was going to use the Omega with those Punishers, for the reload bonus, as well as the ballistic. But I think they're doing better with the Highlander for the rad resistance. I don't know what you guys are doing. You might want to think about that, Medusa.
Yeah, I'll have a think about it. I'm one of these ones that just likes to smash through things, so I'm not as thinking about these things as you guys are. So yeah, I'll give that a go.
Drop one of your Punishers and bring a Highlander. See if you do a little better.
I've got one, so
yeah. Let's see. So the level 30 and 40 Drac mines were supposed to be level locked, and they weren't. So I don't think anybody was upset about that, but it's not. Whatever. And I think it's fixed now.
Yeah, it is.
And and then the base parts thing, we talked about that earlier. So hopefully that's been fixed, and hopefully everybody who lost out can file a ticket. Any other screw-ups this week? No?
Not that I've seen.
All right. Breakthrough. So I thought the mines are kind of fun.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, the mines and the base parts and, yeah. So I think I kind of like the direction overall.
Yeah, this month's been pretty good.
What about you, Medusa? You like it?
The mines, yes, I think they're great. Sorry, I was having a few microphones issues there. Yeah, I love them. I think they get, I get a lot of, I get VXP from them, and happy days.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the slides. I'm gonna stop sharing. And you can welcome back to, oops. There we go. I'm in a
Okay.
different room today, so I was having some computer issues.
We've not
Lighting's
had
not
any
so good, is it?
we've not had any luck today, have we really? Right, any
No.
no. Anyone from comms, don't forget to shout out your questions now. I will ask the panel for you.
Anything else we need to talk about today?
Yeah, Dale's again saying about the issue with the base parts, the time going back up to its original length when he's updating turrets. Like we said, send a ticket into KixEye. They know there's an issue. They are looking into it, so they will probably be the best people to speak to. Maybe get a refund in base parts. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't have Punishers, you can't do them.
No, that's not true.
I think you could do them with Neptunes, first of all, right? Neptunes have the huge
Yeah.
siege deflection, and maybe you could go launchers instead of missiles, because those countermeasures are pretty serious.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm building a single launcher Punisher to take him on.
Yeah. And then what was I thinking? There's a new Centurion, if you're able to get the points for that. Centurion will do it. And yeah, but hopefully, I can't imagine KixEye is going to skip offering the Punisher in next month's Hull raid. Although I'm also expecting that raid will be the same format, so we'll see what everybody's able to do in April.
Tell you what, I really missed this raid. I missed trying my hardest to get a ghost. Yeah, I missed those.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I never hit too many Vanguards, but
I hit a lot of them last raid. I hit 50 of them solo and got nothing, but I was one of the lucky ones to get it in the first raid it was offered, so.
oh.
It's upset quite a few people because it was the 7th Vanguard I ever hit.
Wow. Yeah, I think I've got like 20 some shards. I've gotten 3 from Draconian bases so far, but I only have 200 and some to go.
I've got, same here. I've got absolutely loads to go. KixEye, please put out some more shards.
All you gotta do is keep hitting dubs.
Yeah, I keep trying. They hurt. They
do
really,
hurt.
really hurt.
Well, that new siege battery is going to help.
Yeah, I've got to get that first.
Yeah. So,
I have a question from comms. Again from the Infiltrator. Do you think the new Frontline CM platform will make people swap out for the defensive special, DX, 5 armor, etc., for another offensive special?
So,
do you want me to repeat that?
No, I got it. So 74% turret defense is more effective than any evade special, than any resistance special you can put on there if you're fighting against turrets.
Yeah, it's siege based only.
Right. So, I mean, if you are building a fleet for just those targets, or even mostly for those targets, that might be your first choice defensive special over an armor special or an evade. And I guess from there it kind of depends what else you've got. Boy, I really do look bad on camera today. I should turn on some more lights or something. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do that. All right, now I look human. I promise. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. What else?
Okay, any more from anybody?
Oh, this is good. 90 ballistic defense and frontline on top of it. If you get hit with 50% bypass, does it reduce you under 50%? Yeah, it will. I mean, you got 90 ballistic defense, and then frontline will get you up to what, 97.5. So then the bypass will bring you back down to 48. Splash reduction from Centurions. It stacks with your defenses. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Multiplicatively. Yep. All right. Yeah, De-Infiltrator did all the math and comms too. So anything else, Tess? Medusa, did I miss anything?
No, I'm all good. I think we've got everything in comms.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll end the show. Again, sorry for the tech difficulties up front. If you're watching this recorded, I might have to do some trimming of the video because we had a few minutes of me just faffing about saying, how do I invite people? But I do appreciate everybody in comms who followed us over here. And yeah, anything else you guys want to say before we end the show?
No, just thanks a lot, everyone. Yeah. Join us again join us again next week.
Where we hopefully won't have technical difficulties, and if I'm out here, I'll turn the lights on, and I'll even level my camera the next time because it looks like a little crooked too.
It's like you're slide
All right.
off.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.